Ótimo, Paula. Você falando, eu penso assim, somos aqui todos engenheiros aqui nesse palco, né? E eu acredito que o nosso grande desafio, enquanto técnicos, seja humanizar o nosso conhecimento, seja levar o nosso conhecimento para a sociedade de uma forma de fácil compreensão, descomplicar, não falar. A gente acaba falando para a gente mesmo, né? Para técnico, muitas vezes. E aí, Paula, na questão de nem todo mundo entender o que é ODS e conhecer o que é ODS, a gente tem que entender, eu me coloco muito nessa posição ainda, que apesar de lixo zero, sustentabilidade ser algo urgente, ela ainda é inovação. Ela ainda soa como inovação. Então, o que é óbvio para a gente que está no nosso meio, para a gente que está conversando, vivendo lixo zero, a gente pensa em lixo zero e fala em lixo zero 24 horas por dia. É entender que nem para todo mundo é óbvio. O óbvio ele é muito relativo, né? E aí é muito legal a gente estar tendo essa troca enquanto profissional, porque a gente tem esse papel de levar o que a gente sabe fazer para a sociedade, de alcançar pessoas que a academia não alcança. A gente vai resolver o problema. Stefano veio da Itália para resolver o nosso problema do passador de slide. Maravilhoso. E é muito legal essa nossa reunião aqui nesse palco, né? Não sei se foi coincidência, acredito que não, justamente para a gente entender que a gente precisa sim falar sobre, nunca se fala demais sobre sustentabilidade, sobre lixo zero, né? Nunca é demais. E todo espaço a gente tem que alcançar, a gente tem que chegar, a gente tem que falar. E eu me coloco muito nessa posição da humildade da nossa fala, de entender que nem todo mundo é obrigado, por mais urgente e por mais que a responsabilidade seja compartilhada, né? Está na nossa mão também explicar sobre isso e levar isso de diversas formas para os diferentes atores da nossa sociedade. Muito bom, Paula. Muito obrigada. E agora, vamos, nosso convidado especial, né, Stefano? Chegou a sua hora, o Stefano Ambrosini. Ele veio diretamente da Itália, ele vai nos trazer aí. Ele é engenheiro industrial especializado no gerenciamento de resíduos sólidos, principalmente em cidades. Faz um trabalho fortíssimo na Itália e faz um trabalho que, inclusive, nos inspira o modelo brasileiro, lixo zero, que a gente propõe para as cidades. Então, Stefano, passo a palavra para você. Fica à vontade.
Ok. Desculpa, entendo português, mas não falo, so I will make it in English. Okay. Perfect. So, I'm an industrial engineer from IT, so I'm an informatic guy from the beginning. I started in waste management in 2009. I made a lot of cooperation all around the world. I started to come in Brazil from 2018, but I made a project in all the blue countries that you see. The most difficult case was in Romania. I will show you after. So, the last project that I did for South and Central America was a project for CAF, that is Banco de Desarrollo dell'America Latina. We used like the Italian model to copy and adapt for the Latin American countries. Okay, piano, piano. So, the idea was to use the data and not only the model to adapt it to the Latin American countries. So, make it fast but slow also. The main idea of the system is like to reduce the waste and also to prevent the waste. But the main problem for all the Latin people, okay, Italian and Brazilian and Argentinian or Paraguayan are very similar because we are Latin. So if there is one rule, we try to cheat. Okay? So, it's the same if you go everywhere, Latin word. I studied in Norway, Russia, whatever, so I know all the type of people. Latin are good in cheating. So, perfect. You can have the best project manager, the best waste company, the best collection system, collecta selettiva, the best local government, but if the people don't want to do it, the system will not work. So, Liscio Zero, it's very good, but it's not perfect for Latin people. Why? We need to create something that give something back to the people. I made it in a lot of municipalities. It's the same everywhere, and it's a money thing. When I make the paper abroad, I'm not talking about waste. I'm not talking about Liscio. My paper name is how to change the behavior of the citizens using the fiscal leverage. No waste, no Liscio in the title. So, how can I convince you to do collecta selettiva using waste tax? If you do the collection, you pay less. If you don't separate, you pay more. In English, it's called pay-as-you-throw taxation. So, the street collection has a lot of problem. I went in Porto Alegre, it was similar system. Montevideo, it's the same. Why? The problem is that everything that is street collection, it's connected to the littering. The mind of the people, it's like if the waste collection, it's not next to my home, I don't care, I make littering. So, the Italian model, the basic, it's about 4 pillars. I will make it as fast as I can because you are tired. So, I need to make a little bit of show, if no, you will sleep. So, it's based by 5 different collections. Food waste, that is the secrets, the first 2 bins. The most important thing is that the food collection is collected in Italy with the second bin that is completely aerated. With this system, the food waste doesn't smell, plus we have like an evaporation of the water inside the food waste. We have a volume that decreased 20-30% inside the collection. So I decrease the material, I pay less also the plant. Then we have like papel e papelao, paper, plastic and metal packaging and residual waste. Okay. We have a collection that is with a calendar, so every day we have a different collection. So the same truck collect everything, but in different days. So papel e papelao, vidro. This is very important. We don't collect everything. We collect, for example, only plastic packaging, not item. Why? If I take one piece of this remote, the value is nothing for the industries. So for me, this is like not recyclable, also if it's plastic. So, but it's very few material that it's not recyclable. In this case, we collect packaging, but not item. Why? Because the market at the moment is not able to recycle that stuff. It will be, but now, no. Comida selettiva, so you can see fastly how we make the collection with a small bin, and it's very good because, for example, I live in an apartment that is small, 60 meter square in the city center, doesn't smell, and we waste it like twice a week maximum, once, twice a week. Now the people is used to don't select, have one only bag and every day waste it. With the system, making the right separation, it's like very easy to make it without any smell. The residual waste, what is in the residual waste? Very few things, plastic items, anything that is made by rubber, like this, anything that is mixed, like videotapes, CD. For the new educational project that I make with Creanza no sabe what is it, CD or videotapes. but we are old and we know. So, and for example, all the people thinks that the toothbrush is going to be plastic, it's going to not recyclable because it's not packaging. And for example, also chewing gum, whatever. Let's see. Second pillar, fastly, pays you through. As I already said to you, it's the most important thing is to have like the let's say, money thing inside the system. Every collector catadores has like a bracelet with the recognition of RFID on the bin. So they don't have to read anything, they only collect, and I know how much waste you produce. Only for you to understand, this is Italy. The pay-as-you-through collection, it's mainly in the northeast. It's about 10% of all the municipalities. For example, I was talking with Paola before, and she said to me that her town next to Porto Alegre, it's small, 50,000. For me, 50,000, it's big. Because in Italy, like, we have small countries. So, without pay-as-you-through taxation, why I'm telling this? Because in Italy, like, we have minor cities, the most part of the municipalities are small. We have 3,000 municipalities, under 1,500 people. Without pay-as-you-through taxation, you have smaller recycling. With pay-as-you-through taxation, you have minimum 80%. And I can track every truck, so I can see everything, what they do. This is Cagliari, for example, that it's a city that I made. It's the capital of Sardinia. I don't know if you ever heard about it. It's like one of the best sea you can see in the world. And this city is the first capital of a region that has pays through taxation in Italy. And we can track, if you see where in RFID column, I can see everything every night, every day. It's not a big brother of waste, but a little bit. So, I will pass through. How is calculated? We made a fixed part that it's about square meter and a variable part that it's about not all the trash. I care only the residual trash. So plastic, food waste, papel papelao, and vidro, you can do whatever you want. But residual waste, I make the calculation, less you make, less you pay, and vice versa. What is the effect of this one? We will see at the last. The other bad behavior, it's that the system can change by the law. If you make a law with the Latin people, the people cheat. So you need to change from the bottom with a lot of job with public participation. So for example, this is my job with my best allied in this. But it's like children. I make education with children to make the proportional education with parents. This was education with people during pandemic in Cagliari. A lot of Zoom meeting before COVID. I didn't did it. So the fourth pillar, it's about the cooperation with operators. So I made a lot of this is. The checking of the material to check who make littering. We made it also in Facebook Live, so the people see that we check. Now here it's completely clean because we make a lot of checking. So I'm finishing. This is like my town, only to show to you a fast list of towns. You will see that the results are mainly the same. 82% of recycling. Let's go first. When I went in China, they said the same. It's working, but only in rich countries. This is my project in Romania. I took one town with this guy, that is Zoltan Postai. It's a Hungarian, a Romanian guy. We made like this project in 2018 in a free language town that is called Solacea. We passed, only to show to you fastly, from 2% of recycling, the black is residual waste, to 75% of recycling. So we proved that it's working also in not rich countries. And Romania changed the law from one country of 2,000 people. Only small cities, it's working only small cities. In 2017 I went in this small city, that is Manila. It's only 17 million people, and they made collecta selettiva door by door. It's working. I'm finished. So only the last things, Cagliari, only to show to you, I took it in 2018, now we are 72%. The last column is the reduction of the residual waste. So you see that it's collapsing from 75,000 tons, now it's 14,000. Small countries in Tuscany, so also here from 20% we are over 80%. Casale is the same, from 38 to 80. Colle Salvetti, this is an interesting case because it started in December, so you can see that it's very fast, it's immediately. This change was in 1 month, so people think that it takes years. Last two parts, and I finish in 20 seconds. 1 year ago, I went to Panama. I will return back in 10 days. Why it's interesting? Because it's similar to South America. The main problem of Panama is that in Panama City, the situation is pretty good, not so bad. When you go out, you started to see some problems. This is like Pukri. You can see this is normal situation outside of the cities, not so good. This is near Cologne, on the top of the channel. So now I'm going there in 10 days to start the first project with the government. And the last slide, and I finished. This is another experiment that we are trying to do, a project in Rio de Janeiro. It's if you see that condominiums is about 1,000 people, is the condominiums where the prefecture of Rio de Janeiro lives, San Corrado. Behind there is like La Rocinha, that is the biggest favela in South America. It's over 300,000 people. So the idea is like to make the collection in this small community to prove that it's working also in Brazil. It's like a small town because it's closed, it's 1,000 people. And the collection we want to try to use a cooperative from La Rocinha. So it's also social and whatever. So if you have any question, I know you're tired, but I'm available for you. And thank you for your attention. In any language of the world.
Muito bom, Stefano. Muito obrigada pela apresentação. Vou te dizer que muito já conversamos, eu e Rodrigo me contando sobre o modelo italiano, e muito nos inspira, justamente pela similaridade em muitos pontos, né? Vou abrir para pergunta. Alguém tem alguma pergunta aqui para os nossos convidados? Estão cansados já, pessoal? Né? Dia intenso. Tá ótimo, então.